Hello everyone and welcome to our second unit electric welding. Till now we have dealt with electric heating. Now we will do what electric welding is. So before moving to electric welding, first of all I would like to tell you that what is actually welding means. See, as I have shown here, the definition of welding is the process of joining two metals or non-metal together by heating them to their melting point. Now the first point that you have to keep in your mind is it may be when you are joining with the help of welding. That means it may be two metals, it may be two non-metals, it may be one metal and one non-metal. Okay, and how you weld them, that means how you join them, that is the most important thing. You are actually heating that up to a melting point. Okay, so when you heat them up to their melting point, it will get melt. Okay, and then what will going to happen, that solid converts into liquid. That liquid will spread all over these metals together, and then it gets weld. That means it joins, the two pieces joins together. Okay, when they get here, you can say when they become solid, it will be joined in a proper way. Okay, so this is all about welding. And why we go for welding, why we do the welding? Because it has some advantages. So let's see the advantages of welding. First of all, it is written that it is the most economical method to permanently join two metal parts. See, there may be any reason to be the most economical method, but the thing is that maybe it is easily available, may the components we are using are not very costly. So we can say that yes, this is the most economical method of joining any two elements, and that's too permanently. Clear? So this is the first and the most important advantage, because see, economic is something which is really required when you are doing anything. Okay, whether it is costly or is it cheap. If it is good, that means here as it says that it is joining the metals permanently. So permanently is also there, and it is cheap also. Clear? That's why this is the most important advantage of welding. Second is it provides design flexibility. Design flexibility means you can join the metals as per your own choice, wherever and at which point you want. Okay, you can join it accordingly as per your own choice. So it actually provides design flexibility. Then comes welding equipments is not so costly. Definitely, as it shows in the first one, that it is economical. And why it is economical? Because the equipments that we are using in case of welding, for doing welding, that is not so costly. So this is the most important point also, along with the first one. It joins all the commercial metals. As I already told you that in definition only it says that it can join metal or non-metal. That means it may join two metals, two non-metals, or one metal, one non-metal together. Okay, so it can join any kind of commercial metals. Both similar and dissimilar metals can be joined by welding. That shows what, that as it says, metal may be of same type. That means it may be made up of same material, and or metals may be of different type, means two different materials can be joined together with the help of welding. So there are so many advantages of welding. That's why people move towards welding only. Portable welding equipments are available. You must have seen that sometimes there is a shop which actually goes for welding processes, and sometimes even if you need the same thing at your home, if you want to weld something at your home, they just bring the components back to home and they weld it accordingly as per your choice. So it actually includes each and everything. That is, it provides design flexibility, and portable welding equipments are available. You can take them anywhere as per your own choice to get the things welded. Clear? Now next is, but what are the disadvantages? Of course, when something good is there, bad is always connected with that. Okay, so what are the main disadvantages of welding? Here I am talking about welding only. Welding gives out harmful fumes and radiations. Now what does that mean? That means when they actually weld, you can see that the heat that is coming out of that, it comes along with the harmful radiations. Okay, you must have seen that they use a kind of shield in front of their eyes, so that those radiations may not affect their eyes. That is the main reason. Those fumes may not affect their eyes or maybe their health. They may because if these things will get inside their body, it will definitely deteriorate their body. Okay, so you have to make sure that those things you may not inhale, those fumes, those harmful radiations may not come to your face or to your body. Okay, so this is the very very important, you can say the most disadvantage of welding. Now welding needs internal inspection, the most important thing. This is also important because when you are going for the welding, you should keep in mind that where you are welding, it needs a interrogation, kind of internal interrogation, that what kind of metal, as we all know that it welds both metal, non-metals, metals of different types of materials. So that is thing, but still you have to keep a check that where you are actually welding, which kind of welding is required at that particular point. So you have to keep these things, and such a deep internal inspection is sometimes not possible, so it is a disadvantage of welding. Then next is, welding is not done carefully, it may result in the distortion of workpiece. This point and the last point, which is skill welding, is necessary to produce good welding. They both are actually interconnected. Why? If you are welding, the person should be very much skilled with the welding process, because a layman cannot weld it properly. And if the welding is not done properly and with a careful attention, then the metals which you want to join will not give a good result. That means the welding will not be done in a proper way, it will not give the last longing result. You have to make this thing very much clear. So that means what, you need a skilled labor and not a layman to do the welding. Okay, now let's move to what electric welding is. As I already told you that welding is the process of joining two metals or non-metals of you can say with the help of heating process up to its melting point. Okay, see, welding and electric welding, only one thing is different, that is electric. Now to heat the metal and non-metal, if you are using an electricity, then it is called electric welding. You can see here it is defined as the process of joining two metal pieces in which the electrical energy is used to generate. Now only this point is important here, in which electrical energy is used. See, from the first definition it was written heating is done, but the process of giving the heat is what here, electrical energy is used here. Okay, so the only thing is there that we are using electrical energy used to generate heat at the point of welding. Okay, so electric welding and welding, only this particular sentence makes a change, because here for heating you are actually using electrical energy to generate that heat. Rest other same, all things are same. Now see into how many parts this electric welding is divided. I hope you can see, I'm just increasing it so that you can see types of electric welding. See, electric welding, as you can see, just wait, I will show you in a proper way. Okay, electric welding, you can see it is divided into three parts: resistance welding, arc welding and electron beam welding. Okay, we will deal with resistance welding and arc welding. I will give you a very brief introduction about electron beam welding because not so important. Let's come to different types of resistance welding. Types of resistance welding is actually divided on the basis of how the welding will going to take place. Okay, so they are further subdivided into spot welding, seam welding, butt welding, projection welding. Okay, so they are the parts and they actually shows in what ways you go for the welding. See, main thing is that now in this case also butt welding is further subdivided into three parts. The first one is upset butt welding, which is also known as simple butt welding. That means upset butt welding and simple butt welding is one and the same thing. Then comes flash butt welding, and there is one more which is called percussion welding. Okay, so butt welding is actually divided into three parts. Then comes arc welding. Arc welding is again further subdivided into two parts, that is called carbon arc welding and metal arc welding. Okay, where metal arc welding, how you are welding that it depends, again the process how you are actually welding it, that shows bare metal arc welding and shielded metal arc welding. Here bare metal means there is no layering of anything over the metal. The metal is bare, means just the way it is like that only. Okay, you are not using anything extra to a metal, so that metal is called bare metal. Okay, now shielded metal means you are giving a layering on over a metal, that is called shielded metal arc welding. Okay, so shielded metal arc welding, when you are giving a layering over a metal, then actually what happens, shielded metal means what kind of layering you are giving. So on the basis of that, it is further subdivided into coated electrode welding, hydrogen welding, you can say inert gas welding, and submerged arc welding. Okay, so these are the parts on which they are all divided, then subdivided, then further subdivided. Okay, so let's move, we have to deal with all these things, so take care. Okay, next is what resistance welding is. Let's see. As I already told you what welding is, what electric welding is, again the word resistance welding comes, that means somewhere resistance is required here. So resistance welding is the process of joining again two metals together by the heat produced due to resistance offered to the flow of electric current. See, same thing, we have used electrical energy here. What we are using, we are offering a resistance. That means simple, we know that the power that we supply, that P is equals to what, I square R. Those losses, we can say power losses are in the forms of I square R, and those losses actually create the heat only, and we are using that heat only for the for welding purpose. We have already discussed about resistance heating in the last unit, and this is similar to that. Now here you can see that the heat which is produced is actually equals to I square R T, where T stands for time. We already know I is the current, we are taking the square of the current into resistance, and then that particular power developed in how much time, that is also most important thing. So total heat developed is I square into T. Okay, so this is the process how a resistance welding is done. We already know that types of resistance welding are spot, seam, projection, and butt, which where butt is again further subdivided into simple butt, flash butt, and percussion butt. Let's come to the first one, which is called spot butt welding. Now what spot butt welding is, see from here, from this diagram you can see that there are few things like, see this clamp is here, then this water cool is here. Okay, now you can see this point, these 2 points, and in between that I am marking it, yes, this point somewhere here only. You can see what is happening, these 3 points are actually showing what, the spot where you have to weld. So you have to keep these 3 points on your mind. First point, that means where water electrode, you can say, you can see the arrow is coming of water cooled electrodes. That means what, these electrodes are actually working. Okay, first these electrodes are clamped with the help of step down transformer. Always remember, we are using AC supply here, but this AC supply is with the help of step down transformer, it is transformed. That means we step down the voltage here, and according to our voltage, when the current flows in this particular electrodes, what they do, they clamp these 2 meters. That means the 2 metals that you can see, which are actually like this. So what means, what does it mean, if the 2 metals are like this, the midpoint, they have to actually weld this point, this from here you have to do this, and then it is weld. So the electrode is just above this. Okay, I can say if this is the point, you can say if this is the point from this side, this is the point. Okay, then spot, this is the spot where the welding electrode will be kept. Okay, so welds are like this from below and from above also. If I am doing this, so it will from like this, they both get pressed. Okay, with the help of this clamp, what will going to be happen, they will press the electrodes over the metal, you can say workpiece. Always remember, we call it here workpiece. Okay, so the first point, the upper point and the lower point that you are seeing here, these are the 2 points where these electrodes will get pressurized, and the middle point where I said this, you can say the first one, this point, yes, this one, the middle point, this is the point where actually you have to weld the things. Always remember. So okay, I am making it out. Okay, now you can see this is the way a spot welding is done. Clear? Water cooled electrodes, these are water cooled electrodes, they are actually clamped, they will get pressed so that a welding is done in a proper way. This is all about spot welding, how spot welding is done. See, I'm telling you just the brief of everything. Okay, now which electrode material is used for which purpose? See it here. Materials which we are using as electrode is hydron copper, cadmium copper, chromium copper and tungsten copper. That means what? Copper is the most important thing, and it is actually used as an alloy with either with cadmium, copper, tungsten, or maybe it is an hydron copper. Why these four different types of electrode materials? Because every material have some different temperature. For example, you can see from hydron copper, it has minimum softening temperature up to 150. Maximum goes with tungsten copper, that is 1000 degrees Celsius. Okay, that means what? It will depend how much heat you have to give, up to how much temperature these can work with. That means they can resist themselves up to this particular temperature. So you can use, wherever you have to use up to 1000 degree temperature, you can use tungsten copper. Materials which can be welded with the help of these electrodes are written here. For example, hydron copper electrodes are used to weld aluminium alloys. Cadmium copper is used to weld thin MS steels, and chromium copper is used to weld steel, whereas tungsten copper is used to weld steel and copper alloys. Okay, so remember these things. These are the electrode materials which we normally use. Second comes seam welding. Okay, now let's see what seam welding is. As you can see, again I am showing you, there are two rolling wheels up and down. In between we have these metal pieces. You can see those bumps, ups and downs in between the metal pieces. I'll show you again. See, this is, you can see these points. Why these rollers will work here? See, what will these rollers do? This roller, with the help of this voltage, they will actually move. We are giving the supply to these rollers. This roller will start moving, and those crust and troughs which are there in the welding spots, they have given this spots, a particular spot, we have put it some you can say welding material there, metal in between the metal piece, and when a roller will move above that, it will make it what? Smooth. Okay, they will keep on smoothing the things. That means these troughs and crusts which are there, they will get plain. Okay, as the roller will move, they get plain. Okay, so all these things, when they get plain, they get welded in a very proper way. So metal pieces, which is also known as work piece, will get welded in this form in case of seam welding. Remember, for every welding I will tell you at the end that which welding actually needs how much voltage, how much current can be used to weld them. That I will tell you at the end. Okay, welding current. See, this is the most important thing when we are welding, because when these rollers are moving, always remember these rollers should move in a fine way. That means there should be no ups and downs, there should no like heavy current or light current should be there. So welding current is the most important thing while doing the seam welding. The first one, as shows here, is interrupted current, and B is the uninterrupted current. Duty cycle is the most important thing here. And what duty cycle says? Duty cycle says that T on upon total T, that means T on plus T off. That is the formula of duty cycle. So first, in case of first, as you can see the current which is going in a proper way is actually used for seam welding. But uninterrupted means, see, somewhere when the current started, it has very low amplitude, and as sometime amplitude is increasing, sometime amplitude is decreasing. We don't want this kind of current for seam welding, because in case of seam welding, when the roller is moving, we need a fine current, which, like you can say, total current passing per unit cycle, how much is there, you have to check that out. Okay, next is projection welding. Let's see what projection welding holds. Again, the same supply, we are using step down transformer. As you can see here, this is the fixed part. Okay, and we have a moving part above. Okay, so now how it will work? The projections are there. Now you can see this projection, when this is the fixed part, this is the projection which actually will weld this particular metal. Base metal is there. Now the moving part, when it will move down, it will pressurize this particular projection to get inside the base metal. Okay, when this metal will actually see, this is the fixed part. When this will move, the projection will actually give a what, when you pressurize from above, you can see they are actually triangular form. We have it will get immersed inside the base metal. Okay, it will get inside the base metal, and this is the way it will weld the metal. Okay, so this is actually way we can see moving part will move downwards and it will actually weld the metal like this. Okay, so this is called projection welding. That means what, you are actually projecting at particular point. Projecting means you are keeping a track of how to move inside. That is called projection. At one direction you are just immersing something. Okay, now comes butt welding. Butt welding, as I said, it is divided into three parts. Upset butt is also known as simple butt welding, don't forget that. Flash butt and percussion butt. How this butt welding is done? All are same. The only difference with upset, percussion and flash is the way you are taking the workpiece to weld. Now as you can see, there are two electrodes which is actually clamped. They are actually hanging with the help of clamps. What they are holding the metal piece which you have to weld. Okay, and you can see that in between, can you see this particular portion? This is the point where you this is actually the welding material. So the metals get connected at this particular point. You can see this is the point where these metals get connected with the help of weld. Two welding metal pieces, they are actually hanged with the help of you can say clamps, and one electrode. See, you can see those clamps are actually having electrodes, so they will provide the current to these welding pieces. They will pressurize the welding metals to get welded like this. Okay, so remember this thing. Now next moves to flash butt welding. What is the difference? Now see, here we are giving a flash of heat, or you can say kind of arc is produced in case of flash butt welding. Same process, two metal pieces are hanging with the help of clamps. Okay, and those clamps are actually having electrodes which will provide the current. Now in this case, an arc is produced in between those metal pieces which will actually move them, or you can say they melt them up to their melting point, and then they will help them, because they will definitely join them like this, and they will help them in getting welded in a proper way. Okay, next is percussion butt welding. In case of percussion butt welding, we have used a rectifier. See, a rectifier is used with the help of main capacitor. One capacitor is there which is actually used to capacitor is there to charge the power, charge it. Then we have one switch also. That switch will make sure that whether when you have to weld and when you have to use the rectifier unit to charge the capacitor. When the switch will move to SW position, to this position, that means what, we are actually welding it. See, two clamps are here. This one is a fixed clamp, this is the moving clamp. Okay, this is moving clamp, this is fixed clamps. These are the two metals which we have to weld. Okay, so again they are like this, they are again hanging, but in this way only. And what will going to be happen, they will, with the help of capacitor, the supply is provided to them, it will get heated and will get welded in this way. Here again we are using the same AC power supply, and we will step down up to our requirement. I will discuss about the details of all these things, like how much current is required and how much voltage is required. Okay, but at the end, first of all, let me know, I will tell you how these things work. Okay, so while doing these kinds of weldings, there are three most important parameters which actually deals with the welding. The first one is welding time, the second is current, and the third is welding pressure. Okay, always remember, as you can see in this graph also, that while the welding time is increasing, the more the time will increase, you can see that the current is actually decreasing. That means current and time is inversely proportional to each other. But the more the time, you can see the energy is increasing and the strength is increasing. Okay, so these are the main factors on which of welding or total overall welding that you are doing on a metal, that depends the time, current and pressure, how much you are giving pressure, how much current is used, and how much time is taken to weld the material. And this is the way as shown in the graph. The strength will, more the strength, more the current, more the time, sorry, more the time, more the strength, but more the time, less the current will be, more the time, more the energy. Clear? So this is the choice of welding material. I stop it here only. We will discuss next all other things in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye bye.